Alright, what up? It's me and these motherfuckers. Yeah, this is how I start shit. This is what we wanted to do. It's a little bit more ratchet, just a little bit. Alright, I'm just...
You okay, Space?
Oh yeah, he wanted me to start this, so this is what he gets.
Welcome back.
Yeah.
Welcome back, yeah.
Oh yeah, I was gone. I was fucking gone, man. I was sick. Yeah, I was sick. Fuck. That was the end of the story. I was sick. I had the shakes and shit. But
I'll get to the next thing. Alright, welcome back, y'all. I'm gonna save this because nobody else wanted to help him know. Alright? Welcome back. Another episode of Militia Uncut. Thank you for joining us once again. I got my man B to the right of me, your left, myself D, C's back in the picture.
Obviously.
And you already know, the killer himself, Patreon K, undefeated.
Hit that link.
There we go.
82 and 0.
So this week we're gonna talk about a very sad topic.
very
sad topic. The death of one of my idols, one of my personal idols, Nipsey Hussle.
Nip Hussle the Great.
I'll let you start it off. Because you actually listened to Nipsey before I did. That's how it sounds. Because you said you got it from
Yeah, I started listening to Nipsey and I want to say 2000 and... it had to be like 2012.
Whoa, that's not before me.
Wait, when was we in New Jersey? Because that's when it was.
2011, 2012, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. So I actually was listening to him before you, but...
I came in on TMC and then went back.
Okay.
I came in on TMC and then came back and then went back. And
Gotcha.
then but I guess we'll start off with the story that I was told from somebody in that area of California.
Yes, breaking news. Break your.
Well, I'm an insider on something.
I guess
I'm a California insider, and I don't go to California. But I just wanted to point that out. But all right, so it's a story of mainly just jealousy. That's why he got killed. He got killed mainly from, in my personal opinion, it was jealousy. But the story goes, from what I was told, homeboy, his name is Shitty Loke, or Shitty Cuz. One of the two.
Still bad.
Yeah,
It's still shitty. So.
Yeah.
I mean, I wanted to say that.
Well, he's a pretty shitty person.
Still shitty. Yeah, facts.
So, he's also rolling 60s. He's also a rapper, or was trying to be one, for whatever reason. Anyway, he grew up with Nip, and if you watch some of Nipsey's old videos, you might see him in like one or two of them. There wasn't a lot. But since that time, we all know Nipsey's career not took off, but he was getting a lot more notoriety after that. And this nigga was not doing as good. He was in the hood. He was still in the hood, gangbanging, do whatever the fuck he was doing.
And snitching.
In the middle of all this, he got caught up. From what I hear, it had to do with like drugs or some shit. But anyway, he ratted on all the other people involved in his case. So once it got around the hood, like, this nigga's a rat. He was a certified rat, paperwork, all that shit. He was a rat. He snitched. He was an informant for the police. He was walking in the area because Nipsey's store was in the area. It was in the middle of like 60s fucking hood. So he was walking. He sees Nipsey, walks up to him, tries to give him a pound or whatever. Nipsey's like, yo, I hear this, and this. You can't be around here. For those who don't know what gang rules are supposed to be, because a lot of people don't follow them, but if you're a known snitch, you're supposed to get fired on, like, immediately. You're supposed to get beat the fuck up immediately by everybody else. Anybody who runs into you from the set, you're supposed to get fucked up on site. Nipsey spared me, because that's just the kind of person Nipsey was. He was like, yo, I'm not really on it like that. I got a business to run. I'm doing all this other stuff, but you can't be over here. You're a rat. Everybody thinks you're a rat. you can't be over here. I'm giving you this pass, no disrespect. Like, but you can't be over here. You gotta go. He felt disrespected. The way it was explained to me is he probably felt like, this is Nipsey Hussle. We came up from the same place. I want to be him. I'm a rapper. I want to be as big as him. He took off on me, and now here he is basically telling me to fuck off. So he left, got his girlfriend and a gun, and his girlfriend drove him back to Nipsey's store. He hops out first of all, I would like to point out, I think his girlfriend is a fucking idiot. But, because when she called the police and explained how she didn't know what was going on, the story just sounds dumb as hell. The way she interprets it just sounds dumb. But, so he hops out the car, walks back over to where the store is at. This time Nipsey's not alone. Nipsey's with a couple people. So I guess he didn't feel brave enough to fire on him right then. Because he gives Nipsey a pound. He's introduced as like a rapper, not as a gang member. He's like whatever. And one of the people Nipsey's with turns around and goes back into the store. Because he forgot, he had like food or something. So I guess he forgot something and went back to the store. Soon the dude saw the dude walk off from Nipsey and was like, this is a good time as any. Shot him. Tries to duck, tries to peel off. He realized now, some people say he heard Nipsey talking, which might have been true, because Nipsey wasn't dead yet. He was hit, but he wasn't dead yet. And if you look at the video, he was still moving a little bit, like he wasn't
His
dead.
head was up.
Yeah, he wasn't dead yet. The dude I spoke to said what probably happened is, homeboy realized like, yo, I just shot this nigga in a crowded area and nobody's shooting back. And I can still hear him. I know he's not dead yet, so fuck it. He goes back and shoots him again and then tries to run off again. After he realizes, wait, niggas still aren't shooting at me, it probably hit him like, I'm the only person over here with a gun right now. I'm safe. So that's when he goes back the third time, stands over Nipsey, shoots him again, and then kicks him in the head to make sure he's dead. That's when he runs down the alley, hops back in the car with his girlfriend waiting, and his girlfriend drives off. Later, the girlfriend calls the police and tells her that she didn't know what he was going to do, and when they pulled up to the alley, in the first place, she didn't really understand why they were there. And then after she heard the gunshots, or didn't hear the gunshots, the 3 different rounds of gunshots, because he kept going back, she didn't think nothing of it. And then when he ran back to the car and told her to drive, she still didn't put it together that he had just shot somebody. That's why I think she's a fucking idiot. Or she's just trying not to go to jail.
You know she's not trying to go. She's covering her.
Because that is accessory to conspiracy to murder. So
Yeah.
that you would go to prison. And she probably still is. I think they let her go though. But I don't remember. But either way, it wasn't necessarily the fact that Nipsey called him a snitch. It was more of you're Nipsey Hussle. You're a very popular rapper, getting more popular. I'm also a rapper, but I'm not known for rapping. I'm known for snitching. And you just told me to fuck off. The person that I want to be right now just basically called me a bitch. So I'm going to kill him now. That's basically what it boiled down to. The nigga was jealous of Nipsey, and on top of being jealous of Nipsey, then felt disrespected by Nipsey. So he came back and did what he did. And then he ran, and then he tried to check himself into a mental institution, and that's where he was actually caught. He was caught trying to check in to a mental institution. I guess he was trying to go for an insanity defense or something. I don't think that's going to work, but
honestly,
you could try it.
The insanity defense is worse than just pleading guilty to murder. Because if you're insane and they diagnose you as insane, you're not getting out either way.
Yeah,
and then you get treated as a mental insane patient.
Here's the thing with that. This is what people think they're going to get away with when they do the insanity thing. Because with the insanity defense, you have to be committed to a mental institution, and you have to stay there until they deem you mentally able to be integrated back into society. Now, people believe that
Rarely happens, by the way.
People believe
That's
that
psychology.
people believe that since I'm not actually crazy, I'll get there. They'll put me through the motions. They'll see I'm not crazy, and then they'll let me out. Let me give you a little insight into that. The more people that go to mental institutions, the more those institutions get paid. They do not want you to get better whether you're okay or not. Even if you're not crazy, they're going to make you look as crazy as fucking possible. They're going to put you on a lot of medication, and they're going to keep you there as long as possible. And you saying that you're not crazy anymore is exactly what the fuck a crazy person would say. So it doesn't really work out the way you think it's going to work, but good luck to those who try that. I studied psychology, so I know how it works. It doesn't work the way I want it to work. But, and by the way, if you're not crazy and you start taking that medicine, you'll get crazy. It's not hard. And then you really have to be there. So good luck to that. But that nigga's a bitch, in my opinion.
So now, let me ask y'all this, because you and me are fans of Nip. You know, I know you two gentlemen aren't I know you guys know of him. Like I said last week, I know you listened to some of his music. I know you wasn't.
I mean, I've heard some songs that he was in, not particularly his songs.
How do y'all feel about it? And then I'm going to tell y'all how I feel about it.
Well, like, just as a community, like, last week, a black man was shot. Like, as another black man, like, as a culture, we need to do better. Like, even if it wasn't Nipsey Hussle, if it was someone else, you know, we can't be crabs in a bucket. I mean, I know that saying is cliche, but it's true. Like, we can't bring each other down at every single turn, at every single point of, like, breakthrough. When someone breaks through and makes on to a higher and a different situation in their living, you have to respect that. You can't, like, just want to tear everyone else down. And that is the part that really gets to me, that, like, someone as successful as Nipsey is just being targeted. And, like, who's to say other people aren't being targeted? Like, yes, it was him in this situation, and he's going to be a martyr for that reason, but, like, who's to say, like, it's not one of us being, like, as a successful man of color, you know? Like, who's to say it's not, like, your brother or your sister, like, or someone that you are also close with? Like, at some point, this cycle of violence has to stop. Like, we can't keep on killing each other. That's how I feel about it. Like, take away the whole music perspective, and then you add in the fact of how influential this guy was, and it just makes it a lot worse. Like, it's just sad, really.
What about you, Kay?
I thought about the community, definitely, but it's more on the how sudden death can be, you know, and what it takes away from people, you know, from the world. Like, the reason why it's hitting me so much is because it reminds me of my friend that died. He was a coworker of mine, and he was young, probably around the same age as Nipsey, if not a couple years younger. And he wasn't murdered.
The one that was working out?
Yeah.
I remember.
He wasn't murdered, but he just died. Like, it just happened. I don't know what was going on. He was a healthy person. And the thing is, he was such a good person. And he treated everybody like family. Like, T was my big brother at the job. He trained me when I first got to the job. Like, it was like he just took me under his wing, and he was like that with everybody. And we would talk about movies. We would talk about, like, you know, all types of stuff. And when you lose somebody like that, that way, it just makes it more unreal, because it's like, 2 days ago he was texting me, and it wasn't even, and what makes it worse is that we didn't talk about nothing deep. Our last conversation was just, you know,
whatever.
Yeah, like, what's up, or did you make sure that you took care of this at the job? And I'm like, yeah, like regular shit. And now he's gone. So it's like, I can't have no deep conversation if I wanted to. there's movies that we talked about seeing that he won't get to see, like Endgame. He was a big Marvel fan. He will never get to see that. That like kills me, you know. And it's like when I relate that to Nipsey, what made it hit me was I went on YouTube, and 4 days before he died, a YouTube video was uploaded of Lauren London and Nipsey Hussle doing like the couples thing.
30 questions.
And I'm like, that video was uploaded 4 days ago.
The GQ one.
Yeah, the GQ one.
I watched it the day before we found out.
Me too,
And
actually.
And what hit me...
No, I'm lying, 2 days. I watched it Friday, Sunday he died.
Yeah, and what killed me about that was like, I couldn't even finish the video because it made me sad to be like, yo, they was just in this thing, and it was like, and it just feeling for Lauren alone, let alone let alone the community, let alone us, feeling for Lauren, because it's like, one, he was getting almost every question right, like he knew his woman, and that's real, and they had a kid, like they have a young child, and he was on the verge to do whatever. I was just telling you earlier when we did a video a couple weeks back, and I was talking about Grammy nominations, and it blew mine that I never mentioned Nipsey's nomination. I never said it. None of us talked about it, which was crazy. But I didn't mention it, and I'm like, wow, he was just nominated for a Grammy. So who knows what trajectory this man was on? And like, he was 33.
Yeah.
Like, the man was 33 years old. That's only 8 years removed from me.
Us, yeah.
And it's like, just that and alone, just thinking about that and how sudden it can be. And you don't get to have no final word to nobody. You're just gone. Like, that's crazy to me. And knowing that his death, like, hit everybody, you know? And it's different because it's like you and me was talking one time. We were saying like we were babies when like Pac and Biggie died, so we don't know what that was really like. We grew up knowing they were dead. This is like, wow, that's what that was like. Like seeing how it affects the community. It's like, wow, and like that's what it is for me.
Now, okay. Unpopular opinion, but I feel like way unpopular opinion, and I don't know if I even should be bringing this up, but I feel like that his death is more or less specific to our generation, like our age group. The generation after us, like people younger than us, I feel like they had something similar last year when X died.
Yeah.
When X died. So like, because that, I mean, I was sad, but it didn't hit me as hard as it hit the generation behind us. So like, this is like our generation's
Yeah, I definitely get that.
And I was, well, real quick, just to touch on that, I was trying to think other rappers that unfortunately passed that had the same impact of this death, this magnitude when it comes to their death. You know, like, not saying that X wasn't as big, but I can't think of one since like maybe Big Pun. You know, in my personal opinion. Like, I'm trying to think maybe Pimp C, maybe like, other than that, I can't really think of one. You know, X.
I think he was on the come up. He was way younger. He was like 19 or something like that.
X was like 18, 19.
Yeah, he wasn't as established as Nipsey.
Yeah. Nipsey's been out for a while. You knew him. You know, we grew up with him. You know, like, it's... But see, real quick, I'm gonna get to mine, how I feel about it last, but how did you feel about it? Because I texted you and told you.
Well, yeah, because this happened when I was like in the middle of like the most sick I was last week. I was like mad sick. And I was half asleep. And he texted me and was just like, yo, Nip is dead. I don't remember the exact words, the way the text, but it was like, yo, Nip is dead. And I was just like, huh? Because it was like the most far off, like that was like the most unexpected shit ever until you sent me the actual news article. And I read the headline First, I looked at where the article was from because everything in me wanted it to be like fake news.
Me too.
I wanted it to say like hot new hip hop or
like a hoax.
yeah, Shade Room or some shit like that, and I would have been like, oh, I'm not reading this. Once it was like ABC News, some shit, I was like, oh fuck. And it said I didn't get past the headline. Once I saw the headline, I was like, look, I'm sick. I definitely don't feel like dealing with this shit right now. And I went to sleep. I woke up maybe a couple hours later to a couple of my other people in California calling and texting me like, yo, Nipsey's dead, da da da. And then I really started like trying to find out as much information. I was just like, fuck. The problem I had with this, because at the end of the day, and I'm being all the way 100% real about how I feel about this. At the end of the day, Nipsey Hussle was rolling 60s crib. He is a gang member. It does not really hurt when a gang, even if I like them, it doesn't really hurt when a gang member dies because I grew up in gang culture. I know how it goes. It's like, no, when you do this, there's only a couple places for you to go. You either die or you go to jail. The difference with this is Nipsey wasn't
your typical gang member.
Not even that. He wasn't on that shit right now. He was on some, yeah, I grew up in this. I did this. I became respected in this, but I don't want anybody else. Like, I want this cycle to stop. The next day, if he had lived the next day, he was going to see the police chief and shit and try to help kids get out of gangs and fix gang violence. And he was really trying to make a difference. As far now, if you grew up in gang culture, you know it's basically blood in, blood out. There's no real way to get out. You're just in it till you die. But he never said he wasn't one. He just wanted to do it different. He wanted to make a difference. And to me, that's the kind of person you don't kill. Especially not the way this nigga did it. It's like, if Nipsey had been on some 60s, all that, like, fuck that, like, just phase on shootouts, like, and he was just like wilding, and then I found out he got killed, they'd be like, alright, well, yeah, he's a fucking gangbanger. Like, I know how it goes. Like, yeah, he dies. He was really trying to, he helped a lot of people out already. He was still helping people out. He was planning on helping more people out. He was employing people. He was putting money in the community, and that's not even to talk about all the game. He was just giving people like me, like him, anybody that was willing to listen. You don't kill a nigga like that. You don't take that person off. Like, it does. That's not how it's supposed to go. So I was really fucked up about it. It was really hard. I couldn't watch the video of him actually getting killed for like, I couldn't watch it for a minute.
I didn't want to watch it.
I couldn't watch it because I was like, I don't even want to. One, I was like, I don't even want to see him like that. There were certain pictures I couldn't even look at without feeling some type of way. It hit a lot harder than I thought it was gonna hit because
facts.
I know a lot of people in California. I know a lot of people in that area. There's people that I know personally that have died. And I was just like, damn, that's fucked up. When I heard that Nipsey got killed, that shit hit like I lost a family member. Like, that shit hit harder than some actual deaths that I know. So I was just like, damn, it was fucked up. He was a different kind of person, and he shouldn't have went out like that. He should still be here, because he still had a lot more good to do. But rest in peace, Nip. Rest in peace, Nip Hussle the Great. I've been listening to like nothing but Nipsey since. I might listen to like maybe 2 other artists, but no, it's been like nothing but Nipsey since I found out he died. So rest in peace, Nip Hussle the Great.
Now, I'll tell y'all how my week went since I found out, you know, because last week we was live on the show when I found out.
Yeah.
So, I didn't play any of his music that night going home. I didn't play any of his music until maybe 2-3 days ago. Out of the whole entire week, one, I was sick, but also I cried 4 times this week. 4 times. I've never met Nipsey Hussle, you understand, but I'll be honest when I say Nipsey was one of the few idols that I have. I don't look up to people. Any person in my life, I don't want to model myself after many people. Nipsey was one of those people that really showed you, like, look, it doesn't matter of the condition where you came from. You can really go out and do whatever you want to do. If you really go ahead and put the grind into it. That's actually one of his lyrics. I don't know how that just came out just now, but it's crazy.
Yeah.
But, like I said last week, he's inspired me several different ways, from real estate, cryptocurrency, fashion, music, all of that. And, you know, it hit me the first time, I want to say, when I watched, you know, him, the video. Like, the way that he went out, like C said, that's not how a real nigga is supposed to go out at all. You know, to be shot
in cold blood.
Not even no. I'm gonna say it like this: in cold blood, anybody could get shot in cold blood, and I'm gonna speak on that in a minute too. But to be shot again, shot in the head, and then get kicked in the head, bro. I'm not gonna lie. Like I said, I never met Nipsey. He was honestly one of my idols, but that's not how you do somebody. And that's not how you do somebody. Like I said last week, if that's the ops, I get it. Fuck them. But like C said, and like I said last week, you know Nipsey wasn't out here on that type of time. He wasn't out here causing havoc. What I thought it was last week, I thought it was some old shit that popped up. But it's literally just some jealousy shit now we finding out. So that makes it even worse to me, you know. Like I said, he didn't deserve to go out like that. That's the first time I cried. Second time I cried, I was listening to the Joe Budden podcast, and Parks played a song that I'm too familiar with, which is One Take 3. And I was on the bus going to a doctor's appointment, and I just started bawling. I had to really look around, wipe my eyes, and just gather myself, because I just looked crazy real quick. Third time I cried was I watched the video again like an idiot. Couple hours later, I remember last week we was talking about, I was editing, and I remember we was talking about the other young gentleman that got killed down in Atlanta that was around our age, trying to save, you know, his siblings. And, you know, I started thinking about all the people that I know that have died from gun violence. And, you know, my dad getting shot, and me getting grazed, and some of my friends getting shot. And it's just like, gun violence is a real thing. So it didn't get to me until I was talking to my girl, and I realized, like, I had never been afraid to be killed like that until that day. You know, like, honestly, I had never been afraid to be murdered. Before this week, I can honestly tell you, if somebody came through and shot me, I'd be fine with it, which is crazy. And I thought I was really desensitized that much. But after this week and seeing how he got murdered like that, something in me was just like, that doesn't sit right with me. Yeah. And to be murdered like that, on a block that you knew like the back of your hand,
Right.
just spoke to me because I know, like I said, I'm not gonna say I was deep in causing trouble or causing havoc or whatever, but I know that I have my ops, my people that don't like me and don't get along with me. I get that. And it could go that way one day. You understand? But one of the biggest fears for me was to just think Nipsey died. He lived and died in LA. Literally. You know, they said that about Pac. Pac didn't live or wasn't born and killed in LA.
Right.
He was born in the Bronx. He lived in LA for a little bit, but he died in Vegas. Alright? Nipsey grew up around that area and died in an area he knew too well.
Right.
So for me thinking to myself, like, I know the people that don't like me know exactly where I live. And just to think of the fear of somebody killing me on a block that I know and is my block, fuck with me.
Yeah.
You know? So it's like, that was the third time I cried. And I told my girl, I was like, yo, I'm honestly scared right now. You feel me? Like, I had never been scared to die from another man's hands. You feel me? Like, we bleed the same blood.
Right.
But for some reason, it wasn't clicking with me. So, and then the fourth time I cried, I think I was listening to, what was the fourth time? It was another song that I listened to, and I teared up. But after the fourth time, I was actually able to, you know, fully listen to Nipsey's music now and just absorb everything that he was saying again. And, you know, I'll tell you, it was my actual favorite song by Nipsey Hussle right now, Status Symbol 3. You know, where they say, I forgot where I was going. You know, just those words speak to you. But when I heard it for the fourth time, it felt heavier this time.
Yeah.
You know, and it got to me. I'm not gonna lie, like it didn't. But, you know, after that, I've been good. You know, chilling. But now I can listen to his music again, enjoy it, and somewhat celebrate his life. You know, on the way here, I was bumping like a playlist that I made and just speeding down the highway, wilding out, hopefully not dying, you know.
Right.
But, you know, you gotta celebrate Nip's life now at this point, because, you know, he would want all of us, if he knew you or not, he would want you to do better, you know, flat out. So that's how I think about it now. I'm just gonna live to my fullest, you know. I'm not gonna slack no more. I'm gonna really use his death as a true motivation, you know. So that's how I feel about it. It's fucked up, but, you know, it's crazy that one man's death is causing such an empowerment right now. Like, the gangs out in LA are having a truce. The last one was 27 years ago, just off of Nipsey Hussle, you know. So I encourage everybody out there, go listen to his music and just get inspired like I've been getting inspired, and, you know, just really live your life to the fullest, because you never know. Unfortunately, this world is crazy.
Yeah.
So, you know, that's how I feel about it. And when it comes to his death, I feel like this is, like you said, Tupac for us, but also I feel like it's a little Malcolm X mixed with it.
Yeah.
You know, because I feel like that was a true assassination.
Yeah.
You know, and not only because it's an assassination, I compare him to Malcolm X, but the things that he was doing. I you know, feel like not only was a music artist killed, but also a philanthropist, a father, a motivator, all of that. So that's how I feel about it. It's fucked up, but I'm gonna use it as motivation to go ahead and live my best life, for real. So I encourage everybody out there to do the exact same thing, you know. But R.I.P. Nip, man.
Yeah.
R.I.P. Nipsey.
R.I.P.
So, where we at with it?
We had 35 or something. I think
God damn.
we could just keep this as one just dedicated damn.
Facts.
So we'll catch y'all tomorrow on the next one. But enjoy.
Peace.